What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. I'm Jared. We're talking about Disney Plus's The Mandalorian. I'm so excited. I'm waking up early. My hair is obviously all over the place, so disregard that. But I'm going to be talking about some spoiler-free stuff, kind of what I thought of the overall episode compared to episode 1 and where it's leading, but then we're going to dive into those spoilers. But if you were able to check out episode 1, episode 2, what did you guys think of this series so far? Did you kind of like the first episode a little bit more? Are you excited to see where this goes, or are you just completely happy with it just being Star Wars? Let me know in the comments down below. Anyways, though, a spoiler-free kind of overview of this episode. I will say that this is a little bit more inferior to the first episode. The first episode was just, it really blew me away. This one is setting up more of the story, which I am thoroughly on board for. The only thing that is a negative right now for myself, I had a complaint about the first episode only being 39 minutes. This one is only 32 minutes. I understand that these cost a crap ton of money to do, but I just thought that we'd get an hour, or like 45 minutes to an hour long episode. Again, moving on with the rest of the series, the episodes, they could potentially be longer, so that's my one negative. But yeah, this one very much kind of furthers the story a little bit. The visuals, I mean, this is beautifully shot. The visuals look phenomenal. So that is just spoiler free. This is going to be spoilers. You see my arms waving like this. That means we're going to go diving into spoilers from here on out. So obviously, picking up after the first episode, he has got this yodeling, I guess. He's going through the cavern back to his ship, the Mandalorian. And all of a sudden, he is bombarded by like 3 or 4 different Trandoshans. And right off the bat, I'm a big fan of Bossk and this reptilian creatures and whatnot. So I'm glad that they're getting their due in this show. And, you know, him just having that small cameo, Bossk cameo in Empire Strikes Back, he very much was rubbery and didn't move and whatnot. These Trandoshans, they are moving, they are fighting, they look like real reptilian creatures and whatnot. But then we actually see the Mandalorian's rifle, not the taser end of it, but his rifle in action, and we see what a Mandalorian disintegration looks like, and it is awesome because I think 2 or 3 of these creatures, maybe all of them, I gotta rewatch the episode, just disintegrate into mid-air, and the graphics or the special effects used on these disintegrations look great. This is exactly what we always thought Boba Fett was doing when he said no, when Darth Vader said no disintegrations. But this is phenomenal. And then you find out that after he disintegrates one of them, they have a bounty tracker. So you find out that the Mandalorian, the IG unit, are not the only 2 going after this bounty. There's a lot of people that are going after this yodeling. You don't know why. Moving on with the episode, we get back to the Mandalorian ship, and it's getting tore apart by Jawas and their sand crawler. And it's nice to see some nostalgia coming back from, you know, A New Hope and some of the previews, or not previews, but prequels. The one, they did change the Jawas a little bit because I think they're potentially a different species of Jawa, because these ones have red eyes. The ones that we're used to have yellow eyes. Basically, they're just ripping his ship apart, and he can't fly off the planet. So he sees them, and he starts hunting them down, or he runs after the sandcrawler. And again, I mentioned in the first episode that this kind of felt like a video game-esque with Star Wars 1313 and a bunch of other aspects of video games. And right here is another reason I want to say that this is a video game. It's not a good thing, it's not a bad thing, it's just for some reason this is the way I'm looking at it. He chases down this sandcrawler, and he's climbing up the side, and they're dropping junk, and it's for some reason a video game like almost Wreck-It Ralph or something where you're going back and forth, but then hatches are coming up, and he's fighting all these people. It's a really cool scene because we get all of this different action, and then special effects when he gets shot by I think it's the shot cannon from the Jawas. I think it's ion cannon. But then, you know, he gets tossed aside and then has to meet up with Nick Nolte's character once again. And right here, again, going back with the video game feel of this, this whole episode is essentially a side quest, a fetch quest. He meets with the Jawas. He needs all of his pieces of his ship again. They want the yodeling. He says no. Then they say, you have to go fetch this egg. So he has to go off into this weird, creepy cave, fight this giant rhinoceros creature, and he's just getting his ass handed to him. But he has to fight this thing to steal the egg, to bring it back to them, to get his pieces for his ship to get off the planet. That's why I didn't like this episode as much, because it doesn't, I guess it's not action-packed. It's not as action-packed. Him fighting this rhinoceros creature is pretty cool. It's not as action-packed, and it's very much a fetch quest. So with 32 minutes and that going against it, I hope that the next few episodes I'm sure they're going to ramp it up. But this one felt a little inferior to the first episode. When he is fighting this rhinoceros creature, which I'm sure someone is going to comment down below what this creature is actually called, he's getting his ass handed to him. And you see from earlier in the episode, the yodeling was trying to help or reach out to the Mandalorian, and he kept putting it back in its little ball or cradle. This time he reaches out, stops the rhinoceros creature, and makes it float up. And you right there, as us audience members, we can tell that the reason this creature needed to be terminated, killed, captured, all of that, is because he's force sensitive. And in this time and period in the Star Wars world, force sensitive creatures and objects and Jedi and Sith, they don't really exist, because later on in the episode, the Mandalorian is trying to explain to Nick Nolte's character what exactly happened. Because neither of them have, I'm assuming, seen this, heard this, are aware of what the Force is. So that right there sets up, I'm assuming, the rest of the series. We all got a hint, a bit of an inkling of it in episode 1 at that very end, because why else would all of these bounty hunters be going after this one creature? We now find out why, and I'm curious on what the Empire has planned for this. Obviously they want it dead, but if they're going to get it alive, are they going to turn it? Are they going to use it in their favor? I don't know. Basically what I think the rest of the series is the Mandalorian going along with this little creature. So it's like this lone wolf with a little creature following him, but he's also going to be building a team, because he asked for Nick Nolte to come and help him. He refuses. I'm sure in the future episodes he's going to come back onto this team, and he's going to pick up a bunch of other people in the future. I'm sure Carl Weathers is going to come back into the fold. Overall, though, this episode, not as great as the first one. It sets up a lot of cool things, like the yodeling with the Force was really cool, and the fighting the Trandoshans and the disintegrations. I just wish it was a little bit longer. So what did you guys think of episode 2 of The Mandalorian, if you were able to check it out? Or do you like the way that this is going? Or did you very much not like this episode 2 as much because it was more of a fetch quest, I guess? Let me know in the comments down below. Anyways, guys, as always, thank you so much for watching. Watch some more videos up there, movie reviews, trailer reactions, fun comedy skits. I think later today I'm going to have a review for Ford versus Ferrari. Hopefully we'll see. Anyways, plenty more stuff coming to the channel. Follow all of my social media, like this video, share it out. It seriously helps me out. And until next time, I'll see you later.